Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here, and I'm not alone. And not only am I joined by the lovely Mr. Mai, but also Mr. Jim. Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Mai.
I hadn't made that connection. Yes, if you're someone who follows the channel, you're probably someone who follows the general sort of Nintendo news scene, and you may well be thinking, good heavens, there's something coming out in 3 weeks that Nintendo's been oddly quiet about. Yes, Mario Tennis Fever is coming out in just under 3 weeks, as you've probably been able to tell from the title. But Nintendo's been unusually quiet about it, should we say, at least with one exception, but we'll get on to that a little bit later. But apart from an overview trailer and the initial direct reveal, it's been pretty slim pickings, to say the least. I mean, Jim, you're on the news side, you know more than we do, because you actually, you read all your emails like a good boy.
I am a good boy, thank you. There's been quite a lot of silence. We've had regular Nintendo Today updates where they've been showing off new Fever rackets every day.
That's the exception that I was going to get onto later.
That is, well, I'm jumping the gun.
But we're getting onto it now.
There have been regular Nintendo Today updates which have been revealing all of the new Fever rackets that are in the game. There are going to be 30 Fever rackets in total. But that's about it. I don't think that the Fever rackets are the spiciest bit of news. They showed us all 38 characters in the overview trailer a few weeks ago and gave us a pretty comprehensive rundown of the different game modes. I'm starting to think that this is it. Like, what we've seen now is it, which is unusual because I love a Mario sports game, really I do, but I'm not completely hyped about this one just yet, outside of the fact it's got Baby Waluigi in it.
Yeah. Baby Waluigi is the main appeal, I think, for, well, me at the moment, at the very least. But I will say, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm much like you, Jim. I enjoy a Mario sports game, a Mario tennis game. However, there's someone here who I know for a fact feels ever so slightly differently.
I'm so sorry. I don't like Mario sports games. So long story short, my mum got me a copy of Mario Tennis Aces. And she was like, oh, Nintendo Switch, it's there you go, enjoy. And I don't know if it's because I'm not really much of a multiplayer person, that I can get into another time. I'm mostly a single player person, and I tried it out, and I don't know, it just kind of fell a little bit flat for me, and I just got very bored very, very easily. However, I am hoping that with Mario Tennis Fever, remember that
we've got to get that right.
Fever, yeah.
I've been calling it Aces so many times.
I know. I'm hoping that with, like, the babies, and like the new rackets and everything else, like the new features, I'm hoping is going to make it a little bit more exciting and appealing for me. And also because I'm a little less scared and apprehensive about playing online or playing with other people now. So, and I have people I can play with now potentially. So, yeah.
Sitting right here or standing right here.
But yeah, I am genuinely excited. I think what the one of the big things that kind of piqued my interest in the trailer, all the way back in the last direct, were the whole like baby things. Like I'd love to play as Baby Waluigi, or like Baby Luigi, because Luigi, in my opinion, is the better of the two Mario brothers. I love him.
Yeah, because something that I haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen many people talking about the game full stop online, which is one of the reasons why I'm recording this video, because it seems that overall the sort of the hunger, the anticipation for this game online is pretty low. Like, I just don't see people talking about it, and it may well be I'm looking in the wrong places, but I like to think I've got a relatively sort of strong finger on the pulse of this sort of thing, and it's not going to apply to everything, absolutely, but I don't think it helps. It's been helped by the fact that Nintendo's been so quiet with so many features of the game and updates. It just, as you say, Jim, is this it? But having said that, I haven't seen anyone talking about the fact that the adventure mode, which, I'm a big single player person as well. The adventure mode seems to be, thus far, only baby characters. So I'm wondering if that's, sort of, they're leaning into that, and that's why they've got baby Waluigi, just to add a bit more variety. But of the 38 characters, they've also got a load of the, very much like they did in Mario Kart World, and I think Aces to a lesser degree, they've got a load of the enemy characters, things like you've got Goomba now, who can't hold a tennis racket except with his mouth, and stuff like that. And I do think that's a really fun inclusion. But I do wish they'd gone a little bit further with it. Like they could have done, and maybe this is in the game. I'm probably giving them too much credit. But if it's only baby characters in the adventure mode, which we don't know for certain, does that mean we could probably not, but I like the idea of like baby enemy characters like Baby Goomba. I think,
I just had a bit of a theory as you were talking about like the baby characters. What if it's like, although this is kind of leaning a little bit like Pokemon-esque, what if you play as the baby characters throughout the game only to grow up into the adult characters?
Oh no, that's far too interesting for them to include in a Mario Tennis game.
At which point, when does Mario grow a mustache? Because baby Mario does not have one, but big old grown-up Mario.
Wasn't he meant to be like 21 or something like that?
What?
Did they say, like Miyamoto confirmed he's meant to be like in his 20s, and it's like, he looks older than me, and I'm long gone from my 20s now.
I think that deep Mario lore aside, the adventure mode is the thing that has me tentatively the most excited, because back in the day, Mario sports games used to come with a really, really cracking single player RPG all of its own. It wasn't about the online play and all of its fancy features. It was about that tight single player content. And that has slipped in recent years to be more of like a space for the tutorial, like Mario Battle Strikers. Strikers Battle League, that memorable title.
The Mario Battle Strikers, I like that idea.
Mario League Battle, the football one that came out a few years ago. The single player content of that's the one. The single player content of that one was basically just a tutorial and was very short lived. This one, based on the overview trailer, I'm starting to think that we might be seeing that again. The chirpy commentator over the whole thing says something like, "This is where you'll learn your skills to put on the court."
Yeah,
it could be that.
But
and yet, there's a chance.
Yeah, but the thing is that we all got excited about Aces as well, and like it even had like a map and everything that you go around, and it was just nothing more than okay. And so I'm a little bit concerned that we're just going to have that again. I'd love to be wrong. But I think this may be part of the reason why, broadly speaking, it doesn't seem like there's a big load of hype behind this game. Because people have been burnt before. People have been burnt with Battle League, and I'm well aware of my history with Battle League and reviewing it and sort of reviewing it quite favorably. I think I got swept up, but we're not gonna talk about that this time. But I am aware. But the other Mario sports games they've been okay. They have been fine, serviceable, and I think the series deserves better. And it may well be that that's what we get this time. But I can't help but feel a little bit, pessimistic and apprehensive.
I mean, to be a little bit of devil's advocate here, even though I don't really like the Tennis Aces game, part of me is kind of hoping that if this does really well, it might end up being kind of the stepping stone for stuff like, was it Sluggers, the baseball one?
The baseball one, yeah.
Yeah. And
the baseball.
And then the basketball one. You can tell I love Mario sports games. But all I know is that there's such a, I don't want to say cult following, but there is kind of like there's a particular fan base for those Mario sports games. So part of me is hoping, at least for like the benefit of the fans, that if Tennis Fever does well, so then it means that the other games could potentially have remakes or sequels. But at least with the fans, Nintendo, come on, make those cult followings, and I don't know what I'm saying, but let's just say that I hope that for their sake, rather than this kind of moody lady, they get follow-ups.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely a complicated one because I want the game to do well. I really, really do. But it's been quite a few times now. I'm mostly burnt with Ultra Smash. That's the main thing. I don't know whether either of you ever played it. Waste of everyone's time. And it was so phoned in. It was so phoned in. And Aces was definitely a big improvement, don't get me wrong. But it did feel like it was working towards something better rather than being the better thing. So I think there's actually a weird amount of pressure on FIFA as a result of that. And I'm just not convinced they're going to nail it. I like what they've been doing with things like the FIFA rackets and the special shots, and it's not only you do a special move, wow, but also it can be returned, and so you end up with these really frantic rallies to try and no, I don't want ice on my side of the court, which could sort of result in making mistakes and things like that. Putting the pressure on. That I think is a really, really exciting idea. I just really hope that it's not like I feel Aces was, which was kind of like a mile wide but an inch deep in the end. It just ended up being the gameplay was just the same over and over again. And we're seeing signs of that with like the challenge mode, which looks really cool. But again, it could, there's a part of me that fears that they say, look at all these different challenges, and that's like most of them that they've shown, which is like 3 or 4. But again, I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong, and I really hope I am. I just really, really hope it's better than I fear.
Well, I think from what I've seen with Tennis Fever versus Aces, for the very little I played of Aces because I got bored very quickly, I feel like Aces was very much just like, hey, this is just a tennis game. Like, you're just gonna play your tennis, whereas this, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's like different courts and everything that actually affect it. Yeah, so that combined with the Fever rackets and the babies, all about the babies.
Baby blooper, just putting it out there. Baby blooper.
Like a tiny squid.
Yeah, just a little squid with a big racket having to use 3 arms to hold onto the racket because it's so big.
There is,
yes, please.
There is a bit of me that's feeling optimistic about this. The overview trailer teased that there might be some depth to this one that I'm quite excited about. Aside from the Fever rackets, characters have got hit points. This is a tennis game with hit points where your characters could get knocked out at any point. That sounds exciting. I think that if there are more challenges than the ones that we've seen, then that promises to be some fun, almost Mario Party-esque mini-game times with the Wonderflower one. We saw Toad and Donkey Kong playing tennis up against like a giant fish that was spitting Cheep Cheeps out back at them.
I think that's like the bosses from Aces.
Well, this is there's a chance for some wacky challenge, and I think that a sports game like this, it could benefit from some wacky challenge. Let's not try and be just a great tennis game. Let's try and be a silly one too. Oh, wacky challenge!
It's just the way you said "wacky challenge" just sang to me. I'm up for Mr. Jim's wacky challenge.
Ooh, that sounds like a forgotten Virtual Boy game.
Or like a game from the Amstrad or something like that.
Mr. Jim's wacky challenge.
Jet Set Willy, get in the queue. We've got Mr. Jim's wacky challenge.
Retro collectors hate him.
I want a t-shirt of that now. Anyway, those are our thoughts on Mario Tennis Fever. Weirdly optimistic, but also apprehensive at the same time. What do you think? Are you excited? Had you forgotten that it was coming out this soon? Let us know with a comment down below. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you grab hold of that subscribe button? It's a tennis racket now. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. I should have said Mr. Jim's wacky subscribe button. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.